Happy New Year, Doug.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, where are we at with Zach LaVine? It seems like he was close, and it just keeps getting extended. Is there any new update on his ankle?
Nah, nothing new. You know, you're an insider, so you probably know before me. But nah, as soon as we know, we'll let you know for sure. Yeah.
Doug, Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year to you.
I guess I don't know. Are you big on New Year's resolutions and just what's your kind of your thoughts on that and whether you are or not, like what are your goals like for this team?
Well, you know my goal for this team is a championship, but you step by step, we got a ways to go. But New Year's, I live day by day, so I'm blessed to have another travel around the sun, that's for sure. But because when you break it, then what? So I just I try to live right. Period. Whatever that means for you. Eat. For those that see me on the plane and stuff, I try to do my best. Yeah. So, for our team, just to continue to build towards what we know to be the product that we want on the floor for Sacramento Kings fans. And that is a day-by-day process, just chipping away at it every day and coaching to that, which sometimes can be painful, but it's just part of what we're going to do.
Coach, yesterday we spoke to Dennis and DeMar about being part of the development process for the younger players. I just wanted to, get your thoughts on, their role in helping, Max and Dylan.
It's a veteran. I had James Worthy and Charles Oakley and Derek Harper and a lot of different veterans, Herb Williams, along my path that educated me, and I thought that it was vitally important. So when you have a player like Dennis, for instance, who has won championships, for Germany, and he's played in Eastern and Western Conference finals, there's a lot of knowledge. Not everyone is always willing to pass that knowledge on. Dennis seems to be the type of individual that's willing to do that. So that's big to help out our young players. When I even look at DeMar, it's, he has a corporate knowledge that's interesting because for a player like Keegan and Neek, the clutch moments, to understand what's going through your head. What do you see? How is time? How do you deal with time? How do you deal with the defender? What do you see in the defender? What have you read previously throughout the game that's led you to this? Those are the type of things that I hope and we'd be willing to pass that on to a kid like Keegan and a kid like Neek because, 27,000 points, all the games, all the moments, and we know what he does in those moments. That is an incredible amount of corporate knowledge that we hope to pass on to them.
Doug, more on Dennis. He was brought in initially to be that starting point guard, has really found his home off the bench. Mm-hmm. I know the point guard position is the point guard position, but is there anything specific that he does that fits that second unit well or that you really rely on with that second unit? Yeah,
his energy and his ability to pick up, and I think that you can see the tick in the pickup when I'm talking 94 feet, by half court, sometimes just depending opportunistically, the pressure that he brings, the intensity that he brings. Want to make sure that he's advancing the ball, pushing the ball, however he's doing that up the court to increase the tempo of the game. But his defensive intensity and just his willingness to put his nose in there and make the game what I feel like the game should be. It should be competitors going against each other. I guess we could be friends like when it's over, but while we're competing, got to draw a line in the sand, and I think he does that, and I appreciate that.
Hey, Coach, just keeping it with the young guys and their development so far, after 33 games, what are some of the bright spots that you've seen from guys like Max, Neek, and Dylan?
So to start with Neek. I think like there's a part of him that we saw in the summertime and different things where he was passing the ball and different things. I think that part needs to continue to evolve. I think his physicality has stepped up, his confidence has stepped up. Even his shot making, the ability to step away and knock down a three-pointer, his mid-range, getting to the basket. Like, he brings so many different things to physicality on the defensive side, and it ebbed and flowed. I think there's been more of a consistency with it as of late that I like to see, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that his willingness to take that challenge. And, there's an awe, obviously, sometimes when you step out there, but I talked to him, you got to lose that. We don't do that part. We can do that after or whatever, and he's all with that. So looking at Max, there's a poise in Max that I'm really happy about, like his finishing around the basket, his push shots, his communication on the defensive end, running and sprinting into screens. There's a wall that rookies hit that he's going to run into from time to time, and I think we understand that. But he's been spectacular. I just think his game is going to continue to evolve as he gets stronger, understands balance and leverage and all those things on the interior when he's dealing with bigger players, stronger players, as he fills out. But, dribble handoffs and all those little things that I can see sometimes he's uncomfortable because he's like, man, they're coming fast and he's going to blow this screen up. I'm holding on to the ball. I respect that. Now he has to figure out, how do I get the ball to who it needs to go to and deal with the pain of that too. There's a lot that's there, and he's processing it, and you can see it in a moment. Dylan is he's like your spirit animal, man. He brings everything that you want from that position. There's a physicality, there's an intensity, there's a joy, the rim protection, the paint protection, the swinging at shots, the grabbing rebounds with two hands. There's just so much to like about Dylan that be excited when we get him back. Yeah.
Doug, if I'm not mistaken, you're in a stretch of 5 games and 7.
I'm sure you're not mistaken.
Yeah. Is there some management that comes into that in terms of like minutes and how you're using guys, opening up the rotation? Like how are you looking at that part of it?
We're playing the Boston Celtics tonight. Yes.
DC over here, man. Derek White, 7 blocks the other night, tying a record you were part of. Do you remember the game where you had 7 blocks, and what does it say for a guard to be able to do such a thing?
He's high level. That's what it says. No, I don't. I think I can remember the 9 steal game, but 7 blocks. Me and Derek were obviously in the right place at the right time for 7 blocks. I would assume probably some of those were maybe 1 or 2 on a three-pointer as he contested, probably a rear view, and then you might get somebody. But heck of a player, man. When I watch the tape on him, just watching how he's evolved to a championship level player, and he can play. But part of that, thank you, appreciate that. That's a record or something? Record for a guard. Okay, glad he didn't break it. Yeah, all right.
Doug, when you're facing a team like Boston, who they have 4 guys on their roster, obviously Jason isn't available, but they hit over 200 threes apiece last year.
Yeah.
Just kind of how does that impact, or does it change anything defensively with what you're trying to do and have been building towards?
Yeah, I mean, this is a championship level team. Obviously, I know that they're missing some pieces, but they've experienced it. There's a mindset there. And we're building towards those things. So for us, it's understanding game plan, discipline, the closeouts, the contests have to be there, but you still need to be in your gap help. And I understand that for guys, it's like, listen, the closing speed has to be really high, because the one thing that I do know is they probably lay the ball up more than 200 times, right? So you it's tough. That's why they are who they are. They're going to shoot the basketball. They're going to shoot it in transition. They're going to walk into threes. They're going to come off DHOs. They're going to come off pick and rolls. They're going to drive gaps, get to the paint. They're going to kick it out. And this is one of those games that you have to have multiple efforts. You have to be willing to give of yourself, not look around and say, oh, that was his rotation. Listen, we're a team. And last time I checked, the Boston Celtics score at the end of the game. So those guys hit shots, but the team gets the win. So, and the team gets the loss. So we need to fly around the floor and make sure that we're being physical, making them feel us, and contesting those shots. They're going to hit them. They're going to shoot them, and you can't get discouraged. Don't put your head down. Keep playing.
What were your impressions of Neemias Queta when he was here, and did you see, what have you seen in his evolution to the player he is now?
Yeah, I seen a lot of this coming. I'm really proud of Neemi. He was one of my favorites. As an assistant coach, we'd be in the Whirlpool area, and I would talk to him for a long time and talk to him about a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing him do right now. So super excited and proud of him. One of those guys that, the good person, good kid, plays the right way, everything that you want to be about. So I personally was really sad to see him leave because I thought that he was everything that you guys are experiencing. So, damn. But that's okay because Dylan, Max, we got some. All right, y'all.